I don't want Jose to kill me. All right. I mean, he could very well try.
Yeah, you're gonna get shot. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Hey, everybody.
Hey!
Welcome back. It's 2FAST2MOVIE. I'm your host, Abraham, and with me is my co-host, Benjamin Collins, here to talk about Season 1, Episodes 23, 24, and 25 of Attack on Titan. This marks the end of the female Titan arc, and the finale for Season 1, actually. So, putting a nice little bow on the first season. Congratulations, Ben. We've made it this far.
Yes, we did.
Now, before we begin, be sure to subscribe. Hit that goddamn bell for notifications, because guess what? We subscribe to the mindset that we make good content. So if you want,
I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna fucking lose it halfway through that. I didn't think you were gonna actually
recover.
Yeah.
I said subscribe, but then I didn't. I made it work. Anyways, spoilers ahead for this episode, or these episodes of Attack on Titan, and all of Attack on Titan, because we're going to be talking about season 2, 3, 4, 5, manga, maybe. I'm just kidding.
So you better fucking not.
We won't talk about the manga.
I literally cannot sit in on some tapings for other things.
Yeah.
I don't have manga.
Sorry, Ben. But
here at 2FAST2MOVIE, we make sure that I can keep my
we give
my opinion.
We give you like silence, like headphones whenever I'm taping other stuff.
Oh, I just suppress them like my emotions.
Oh, that also works. I guess after that trauma dump, why don't we go ahead? Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the recap, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we finally get some point of view episode from Annie. So after waking up from a very rough night of sleep, she goes about her day as a member of the military police.
Hot.
Thank you. She hangs out with Hitch and Marlowe, and we see her doing good deeds, even going so far as to stick up for Marlowe as he is beaten down by senior MPs selling illegal weapons. Eventually, she meets up with Armin, who tells her that they are trying to sneak out Eren, and that he needs her help. She decides to trust Armin, and the four, Mikasa and Eren included, set off. On the way, they attempt to go underground, but Annie refuses, claiming that she is afraid. She notices that the entire area is devoid of people, and she sees right through their trap. It was all a ploy to expose Annie as the female Titan. Dun dun dun. You already knew. Anyways, a transformation ensues and the fight begins. And the fight itself is rather hectic. Many casualties are caused by the fight, and Eren goes into a quote-unquote berserk mode, which kills even more people. And in the end, Annie is defeated by Eren and the scouts, but not before she encases herself in an indestructible crystal. Later, Erwin answers for the events that took place in the inner walls. Many of the nobles chastise him for the loss of life under his command. However, Erwin makes note that for the first time in humanity's history, they have gotten closer to the truth. And we are left off with the final image of a piece of the wall peeling off, revealing a Titan's face in the wall.
That's you know what? I know it's at the bottom of our show notes, but we're just going to quickly talk about one of the most sinful things that the show has done.
Yeah, why is that
why is it in the fucking end credits? That's it's drastically important.
And it's crazy too, because it's not just important, it's the most important thing in the entire show. Because I said this to you before taping. Hey, we found nukes in this silo. What the fuck is that supposed to... That's the equivalent of what they just found.
It baffles me that honestly, the more that we watch this, the more I know that everyone comes after Studio Mappa, but I actually have significantly more problems with how WIT has handled not the animation, but just the way that the show was presented from an early stage.
It really, it didn't really get better until season 2, I think.
Yeah.
Season 2 is the first adaptation where I'm like, that feels like perfect.
Yeah. But the fact is, this show, and again, if you see season 4, you understand, and to my understanding, if just the general direction everything has gone in, like, you should not have marketed this show as a shonen.
Yeah. It should have been.
And it shouldn't have been presented that way. And the way that they've treated, like we've already talked about how Mikasa's character has been treated in comparison to the book, and just do better. It's
Yeah, I mean, it's really just this show. Vinland Saga is amazing.
yeah, but Vinland Saga is well after they did this. Like Vinland Saga, they do not try to goat you as they don't try to goat you into believing that it's something else.
Yeah.
Like Vinland Saga is exactly how it should feel.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, it might just be the director of at the time. Maybe it might be different. I actually kind of want to do research on that.
Fair
see
point.
what changed in between to make the two shows different. But anyways, let's first start the conversation by talking about Eren's transformation, the conditions under which he transformed, as well as this new Berserk Titan mode.
If only new meant that it was real.
Yeah.
But...
well, let's hold off on that before we get it, because we should actually talk about the reason why Eren has a tough time transforming.
Yeah.
We talked about it. It's because he's
Eren.
fighting his friend supposedly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the first times where Eren really has to test his resolve as a soldier.
I'm going to point out something that I think is absolutely wonderfully poetic. One of the things that Annie talks about within the first episode that we spent with her after the 57th expedition is she actually talks about Eren, not directly, but in proxy a lot.
Yeah.
When comparing like someone that like actually stands up for what he believes in.
Yeah,
and
compares Marlowe to him.
And to me, like, there's this absolute sense of admiration. There's also this sense of guilt. And you can tell that she genuinely does enjoy him as a person for what he is. And she does admire him.
Yeah.
And when you compare that to everything that we know that goes on in Marley, it kind of reads as like wow, if only we had people that were like that the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he's actually kind of an incredible person.
Yeah, because when you think about the Warriors too, everyone is there for their own selfish motivation.
Yeah.
They're all trying to like go after each other, whereas the Scouts are just, we live, we die, we're here for however much time, and we're doing it of our own free will for no personal gain.
And then when you take a look at Eren, you take that to the extreme. This is someone that is willing to go the extra mile to help as many people as he can.
Yep. And
when you compare that and you know that she does feel that way about him, and then you compare the fact that he does not have the resolve to kill her until those last moments, that's what really sets it off for me.
Yeah, and it's especially sad too because this is one of the first, actually the second time after Eren basically like rips Annie's head open and like reveals her actual physical body. This is the second time we've seen her cry. First time being when Mikasa and Levi left in the previous stretch, in the previous batch of episodes.
After cutting her down.
And now it's after like being confronted by this enemy after she's just trying to run away. Because that's what she does. She basically is like, she basically has the, I don't want to do this anymore, I give up, and then just
does her best to book off. Yeah. I think that like one of the most insane things to me is just, it speaks so much to the conflict of Annie's character, but it also speaks to how honestly garbage both Reiner and Bertold were. For the lack of support that she had during any of this.
Because Annie was alone.
Yeah, she had to go solo the entire time, and like Reiner clearly did. But Reiner's, we now know that he was put there and suggested to be the Armored Titan because he wasn't actually worthy, and it starts coming across a lot more with his planning. We already talked last episode about how they definitely knew that it was him. Reiner didn't double check to make sure that his info was correct. He didn't double check to make sure that it wasn't a trap.
Yep.
Like, he completely led her into this, and it was utterly his own incompetence.
Yep.
And it's really weird. Like when we were first covering the earlier stuff, and you can go watch our other season 4 stuff. I vouch for him a lot more, but the more I rewatch the show,
Yeah, the more you can like kind of see. Oh my God,
I can see how fucking flawed this person is.
Well,
way more than we previously thought.
Well, that's a line that he says, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but that's a line that he says when he's revealed, like, how did I become a half-assed piece of shit?
Yeah.
Like, he knows that, like, he's so wishy-washy between soldier and warrior. Like, he can't pick a side.
Yeah.
We should also talk about just Annie's whole, like, because I did just mention Annie crying. Annie, like, is not an evil person. Like, not even in the least. And you just talked about how, like, Annie was alone in this whole thing. And there, of course, is as we have previously talked about, there's a line between being evil and doing evil deeds.
Yes.
And I think Annie is falling into the latter.
Yeah.
Just because there, like, the circumstances that she's in, her unwillingness to go through with everything.
I mean, let's even just talk about Marco. I think that, like, when you're comparing her to Reiner and Bertold, all of which took part in Marco's killing. If you watch the beginning of the OVA when they flash back to that, and I believe later in the series when they flash back to Marco's death, she's the only one showing any signs of remorse for what's happening at the moment.
For real.
And
Bertold, first of all, Bertold, nothing.
Bertold's the worst one.
Yeah.
Bertold's the enabler of the group. He comes off as like this nice, quiet guy, but in reality, he has no fucking backbone, and that's the reason why they picked him to be the Colossal Titan, because he would just push over and do whatever you said.
Yep. And then Reiner was going through, like, so much, like, given that, of course, it's given that he's like a piece of shit for his actions, but also he was dealing with, he was dealing with so much that, like, he was like flipping between soldier and warrior, like in the moment, like so hard. And yeah,
like when you take a look at that, but then you take a look at what Annie does on her own time, and like, we haven't watched too much of the OVA. We've seen the
we're going to cover that. We're going to cover that in time for the next one.
Yeah. But with that, you can even just see like, oh, this is someone that, like, when you invoke their actual character, genuinely cares about people.
Yeah.
And is trying her fucking hardest to do the right thing at any given moment.
Yeah. Like even if it's out of her way.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't, like, you know, we're going to talk more about the OVA. But even in this episode, she didn't need to help Marlowe.
No.
There's, like, literally no reason. If she is only there to claim the Founding Titan, get back home, and then destroy Paradise, which that's their mission, there is no reason for them to even help any of these people. But then that doesn't just extend to Annie. That's, in a weird way, Reiner also falls into this category.
Yep.
Bertold, not as much. Actually. Bertold really is just there, which kind of makes him worse.
Yeah, and I think the issue, again, my issue with Reiner is always the fact that he's just so dishonest with himself, and he doesn't trust his comrades enough. Mm-hmm. He doesn't, like, actually rely on people enough. He's always just going with his gut, even though his gut is horrendously wrong at almost all times.
Yeah. 100%.
But I feel, going back with because
Annie.
Yeah, it's just a damn shame when you're watching all this and you're seeing, when you really have an understanding of what's happening with this character. And that's one of the rewatch value on this show is fucking through the roof.
Oh my god, top tier.
But like, that moment, the first time you see her cry, you don't know what that's for, but the second time, I'm like, again, I'm watching this with my partner, I'm like,
damn, like, you were going,
fuck, I gotta hold it together now. I gotta, like, fuck.
Yeah, because when you're watching it in the moment, you have no context for anything happening outside the wall.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, why would you be crying? And the only clue that you would ever get from that is, like, there's something bigger than her.
Yes.
But the extent to which...
Well, and it flashes back to her time with her dad, which I believe is covered a lot more in the OVA as well.
Which, you know, we'll be able to cover that again. Watch out for that.
We'll be getting to that.
You were talking earlier about, like, Annie not being evil, but Armin and her have this interesting conversation about, well, Annie actually asks Armin, like, do you think I'm a good person? Which is interesting.
Armin pulls a full-blown manipulation on her to get this shit done.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's manipulation because in a weird way, I don't know if he wanted it to be true.
Here's the thing. He did not want
yeah.
it to be true, but he knew that he had to do what he had to do. Again, these are people at war. There are lives on the line. This is...
Well, I guess another thing, too, is...
I don't think Armin's a bad person for emotionally manipulating someone who fucking, wrecked... Yeah, I don't think he's a bad person for, manipulating someone who wrecked Levi's squad and just destroyed a bunch of the scouts. Yeah. I do not think that that's bad, but he knew that this was a very large possibility.
Well, sure, but I also it's kind of interesting because as we are people who are seeing Annie through a different lens because we've seen all of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
In truth, that's kind of in some way what Armin is seeing in Annie, because as much even though he knows the truth of what Annie is, he knows that she is the female Titan. He also knows that she is that they're comrades.
Yeah,
that they know that she has helped people even when it's not convenient for her.
Yes,
which is all the more confusing and all the more heartbreaking and scary.
Here's the thing: in this house, on this channel, we are Armin and Annie.
Oh yeah, shippers. Armin and Annie.
We stand that.
They do the lip locking. That's what that is.
Is that a spoiler?
Huh?
Is that a manga spoiler?
Oh, I was just saying. Oh. I was just saying shit. They could. You never know.
I would be very interested to see that in season 4.
Yes, I want to see that for narrative purposes.
Oh no, the Rule 34.
No, stop. Anyways.
Too late.
Okay, but just there's something that that Armin is basically saying, I don't even know if I believe in the word, in that term.
Yes.
Good person. Which kind of is a weird thing to say, but not so much when you paint it across every character.
Yeah.
How can these people be morally just in a wartime setting?
Yes. And again, it's a secret war at that. It's these are all very tough moments looking in on everything, and it really just comes down to the fact that again, these are all the reasons why Eren was having such a hard time with being able to go into the Titan shifting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like we're also going to have to talk about the fact that as an informative moment for Eren, this is the first time that Eren's actions directly parallel with what we saw in season 4. He completely wrecks a city. He's going in based off of pure hatred.
Yep.
He flips a switch in his mind and says, Annie is the person that killed my comrades, murdered all the Levi squad. I hate her. I am going to kill her. And then when you think about that and how this show is inherently about cycles of hatred,
he just used that same reasoning.
It's the same exact reasoning that we see in Marley in season 4.
He also said, and I think this is a direct quote, "I'm going to destroy the whole world."
Yep. Which is the... Why were we not concerned? Here's the thing. I remember watching this back in the day and being like, that's spooky.
That's a weird thing to say.
That's a weird thing to say. Yeah, I was just like, I guess anything to fire him up. Honestly, I was probably watching it and going like, wow, this show is so edgy.
Yeah.
That's what was going through my head at the time.
Yeah.
It just felt like some edgelord shit.
It actually does. And
that's the reason why for me, and I don't know if anyone remembers back in the day of Attack on Titan stuff, but everyone used to refer to Eren as the edgelord.
Well, yeah, because he was like, I want to destroy all the Titans. I'm not going to rest until all the Titans are destroyed.
Yeah.
And he literally just doesn't let up on that for 3 seasons until he goes, all right,
time to commit genocide.
Yep, time to commit to the bit.
And again, at the end of season 3, there's the line of, if we just kill everyone over there, can we be free?
Yep. So, yeah, the seeds were always there. It just, they never, like I said, they never took, we never saw them being
planted,
Yeah.
but they were there.
They were
the
just kind of
entire
always
time.
there, in a weird way. Don't know what caused it. Hopefully we can get some answers to that in season 4. One thing I do want to talk about is the crystallization Titan power. Something that we learned, and we talked about this last episode, the versatility of the female Titan.
Yeah.
And seemingly like how it has aspects of different Titans, Armor Titans hardening, and now Warhammer's crystal power. There's a moment where someone says, "Oh my God, they're fusing," and then Mikasa's like struggling to like get him out.
Eren out. Yeah.
I think what was happening, and this could be a theory, could not be true. I think that Annie was actually trying to take Eren with her.
Really?
Because
is there precedent for this?
No. But okay, think about it like this: if you have like the enemy in your grasp.
Yeah.
And you're like, and that's the only way I can justify their fusing line is by her saying like, you know what, I'm gonna be taken, may as well take you with me. Then both of you are in this like
crystal
coma state, can't be destroyed, and then all that Reiner and Bertolt got to do are like, oh, you're in there, you're safe, cool, boop boop,
run away. Yep. That is fair.
Or wait for the inevitable invasion because the Beast Titan is coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Actually, by this point, he's already here.
Yeah, he's there. He is around the corner.
Yeah.
He's
actually
down
the wall.
I think for me, again, it's always weird. I don't think he fully thought out all of the Titans or how the Titan powers worked at this point. It feels like, but because we see Eren being able to use. We see Eren being able to use crystal hardening later down the line as well.
Yeah.
And he has to use a vial in order to get it. There is some weird tomfoolery and
it's presumably spinal fluid.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff that's going on there from a storytelling perspective, but it feels like what we can kind of infer is perhaps if you're taking a look at this just from like a normal standpoint, it feels like most of the Titans have hardening or crystal hardening in some way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also feels like each of the Titans more or less embody a different element of the founding Titan when it was whole.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
When you think about that, it's like, okay, if all Titans, if they can master their abilities, can do all of these things, but they're just only really good at whatever that one thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can infer that the Warhammer Titan is really good at crystal generation, and that is besides hardening.
Right.
Armor Titan's good at hardening. The Colossal Titan is good at just being really fucking big and also creating the explosion that accompanies creating a Titan.
Founding Titan is controlling the path.
Yeah.
Attack Titan we don't know about. Jaw Titan with the jaw.
Yeah. Jaw Titan's good at biting.
And agility.
But like you can, and these are all things that like for the most part we see in some Titans, and then Beast Titan is like calling other Titans.
Throwing.
Throwing. But the female Titan and maybe the Attack Titan are all supposed to be kind of Swiss Army knives within that group.
Probably.
Definitely
the female Titan.
Yeah.
Because of versatility.
Yeah, exactly. But you can kind of take a look at that and you can make some guesses. But again, unless something is canonically stated, the best you can really do is do conjecture.
That's the only thing that I'm offering, conjecture. Based on my best guess and like mindset of Annie, the stakes that she has.
It's also like you have to remember this is a manga that's been around for a while, and like most mangeki write as they go.
Yep.
And he's even said that he does a lot of writing as he goes with just general ideas of where things are.
Yeah. It's tough to know like how much of this was planned. I don't know if this was one of them. Probably not. But regardless, just a bit of fun conjecture. Let us know if there are any things that we missed that are foreshadowed that definitely aren't conjecture, like this crystal fusing idea that I'm just coming up with on the fly. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And let us know what you thought of these episodes. Does season 1 hold up for you as much as you thought it did back in what, 2014, 2015?
2015.
Yeah, like-
Nope. 2014.
Damn. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it as good as you remember back all the way back when? Because we definitely have some critiques of it. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next time for our next episode. And until then, it's Too Fast to Movie.
Berserk Eren was stupid. He never shows up again.